Yo, yo, yo. Thanks for tuning in to the 17th episode of J Talks Crypto. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about mining, how to select a mining pool, clarify a couple of misconceptions, and I think that's it. So, first things first, this is one of the biggest misconceptions that I would like to clear up about how to mine Bitcoin. If you are using graphics cards, GPUs, NVIDIA GTX or something like that, and you're using nice hash, you're not mining Bitcoin. What you're doing is you're using the graphics card to mine a whole bunch of different altcoins, and nice hash automatically converts them into Bitcoin for you. In order to mine Bitcoin, what you need to mine it in a somewhat productive way is something called an ASIC, or an application specific integrated circuit, and it's pretty much just a chip that all it does is guess a random number between like 0 and like 1 or something like that. Like I said, this channel ain't not technical. This is just so you can understand it on a quick 1, 2, 3. So that's essentially what the difference between the two is. Now, what's cool about ASICs is that it's dedicated to mining Bitcoin and Bitcoin only generally, but there are a couple of different coins that use it as well. In my opinion, I would never ever buy a SHA-256 ASIC and mine something else with it. I'm just like completely against that fundamentally. I'm just kind of like, nah. If you mine Bitcoin Cash, if you mine Bitcoin SV, if you mine in Zcash or whatever, or if you can't, whatever you want to, like, it's your hash power, you could do what you want, but I would never ever do that. I'm just kind of like, nah. Like, the point of getting this chip is to directly interface with the Bitcoin protocol. So I'm gonna do that. I'm not trying to get um, Zcash and then sell it for Bitcoin. Even if I could get more, like I would rather just get not like the little dust of Bitcoin and not get a payout than mine one of those crappy coins. Just because I don't want to dedicate my hash power to support that. Something that I would consider a direct competitor to Bitcoin. Even though they're not threats, you vote with your hash power. One CPU equals one vote, and I'm never ever gonna vote for one of those chains to support that. I think that's I'm good on that personally. No judgments if you do. You could do what you want. I don't really care, but that's why I don't take endorsements, so I can say whatever the hell I want on this channel. Um, so how to pick a mining pool? Especially how to pick a mining pool if you don't have a lot of hash power to work with. Um, so recently, I actually changed my my mining pool. So if you're trying to do like really good OPSEC, one of the worst things that you can do is to talk about what mining pool that you use. So sometimes if people ask you what mining pool you use, if you want to be private, you probably shouldn't tell them. I'm gonna tell you guys because the purpose of doing this hobby mining is to learn about this kind of thing, learn about these kind of things, and so I've like I said in that other video, one of the reasons I wasn't really too fond of potentially using Kano Pool is one, the guy's abrasiveness on the boards, and then two, they hadn't found a block in a while. So I think now they still haven't found a block. Let me check. Even with the 336 days and no block, that hurts. That hurts. But you gotta respect the hustle. They still got 5 and change petahashes going. And that's one of the things that you need to realize about these smaller pools. Sometimes mining with a smaller pool is kind of cool. No rhyme intended, but I'll take it. Because if you have a little bit of hash power, that means if you do find the block, the reward is distributed more it's a because there's less hash power used to discover the block. You have a bigger share. It's like if you had like 100 gigahashes and you point to the AND pool, you're not going to get anything because they have such a big hash rate. If you did use someone like Kano Pool, when they find the block, those 100 gigahashes are going to go pretty far. Um, another one that like you can look at that I think is actually pretty rad is this one called MMPool.org, I believe. Just Google MMPool, Bitcoin merge mining pool. I found this one on the Bitcoin Talk forums, and this one is really cool. So it's like there's a 1.5% fee, and it has an extremely low hash rate. It's like 45 terahashes, which is like that's like let me see. I'm gonna give you guys a benchmark. A Antminer S an Antminer S9 has 13.5 terahashes. So that's like three Antminer S9s right there. It's pretty much like that's what it got pointed at it. So, yo, if you take a giga hash and you point it at this, and like someone else gets the block, you're gonna get a good chunk of Bitcoin. Like for your little giga hash that's not really doing too much, like you're gonna get like a pretty penny. I don't know. I don't know exactly how to do the calculation, but you're essentially the formula is like you divide your hash rate over the hash rate of the entire pool, and then that's how you can calculate the distribution. Um, so yeah, that's pretty cool about like this pool. But what I think is really cool about this pool is because like it would suck because it's just like, oh, if you find the block, you have to take those 6.25 Bitcoin, and you're only gonna get what your hash rate put in, which is like the point whatever, point 0.00 whatever. But if you do find the block, you get to keep all of the fees. So that's like usually over a Bitcoin. So it's like you're still doing kind of like a lotto kind of deal, but if someone with a larger hash rate like does find a block, like it helps you out too because you get something, and it's like a little bit better than getting nothing. Because usually that's what's gonna happen if you're mining solo with a small hash rate. An easy way to kind of like calculate like how long it might take you to find a block with a certain hash rate is if you go to solochance.com or just Google solo chance. And then another pool that that I was looking into. I was kind of trying to avoid them at first, but because I'm just a contrarian, but I ended up going with them, and it's Slush Pool. They're actually pretty dope. They are the world's first mining pool, and I've been actually really happy with like their interface and their service. It's actually pretty cool. Um, that's what I've been mining with all these little things over here. I did get my hands finally on a Futurebit Apollo BTC. I will be doing a review on that on one of the next couple of episodes. So stay tuned for that one, and yeah, I'll call it cuts for this one. But thanks for tuning in. This is J Talks Crypto, and I'm signing off.